Welcome to Wildcat Sports Update. I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and I'm pleased to have in the studio our two senior captains of our girls softball team. With me today are Ava Boudreau and Kierstan Moore. So welcome, Ava and Kierstan. Going to start off real quickly with you, Ava. Just give us a quick rundown. Who you are, what position you play, how long you played softball, how long you played Wilmington High School varsity softball.
I'm Ava. I play third base, but I've also played first this past few years. And I've played on varsity team for 4 years, and I've been playing for 5 years.
Okay. And Kierstan?
I'm Kierstan. I play right or left field. I've been playing softball since all the way from T-ball. Been on varsity for 4 years.
And was all your softball in Wilmington, or did you play club ball?
Just Wilmington.
Okay, good. Who were your coaches?
I can only remember Mike Tintindo.
Yeah. Me too, Mike Tintindo.
Scott Nolan.
Okay.
Jeremy Alexander, Pat Toomey.
That's really good for remembering, honestly.
Yeah.
You did a great job remembering. Both of these are senior captains, and we're recording this after they've actually graduated from high school this year. But I wanted to get, because I coach in the spring, I wanted to get our senior captains on, so I got them both for softball. So we're going to go first with you, Kierstan. Your role as a captain, how do you see your role as a captain of the softball team?
I would say my role is more of being a friend to everybody, kind of just support. I'm not really going to yell at kids or anything. Not really an enforcer.
And what do you see, just as a captain overall, how do you perceive the role? When they told me you were going to be a captain, how do you perceive that role? What was your perception of that?
Probably just help make sure everything's running smoothly, just keeping traditions.
Okay, good. Okay, Ava, your next role as a captain. You've been a captain in multiple sports, and this was your third time, I think, as a captain?
For
everything, right? 2 basketball, 1 softball?
3 basketball, 1 softball.
3 basketball, so 4 times. What did you see a role on the softball team as a captain? And after you answer that, what was the difference between softball and basketball for you?
I feel like both sports, I just try to lead as example and welcome everybody in and try to make it a fun team sport and make sure everybody has fun. I feel like the difference for basketball is just I've played it more, and obviously it's my #1 sport. So I feel like I'm more into basketball, but I'm also into softball. So I feel like I want to do better in basketball, but I also try my best in softball.
Okay, good answer. 4-time captain. Congratulations on that, by the way. Kierstan, I'm going to start with you. Both you guys know that the AD, Dennis Ingram, has developed what he calls a captain's council for the three seasons, the 3 sports. And since you were just a softball captain, I think, what's your takeaway from what you learned? I know you only had one chance, but what's your takeaway from the captain's council? And how do you see that thing working?
He did a good job of teaching us that we're representing our town, and to play for the name on your chest. And he did a good job of helping us learn to stay in the moment. He taught us some breathing techniques. A lot of that has helped.
Now, as you played the season, did any of that play out in the way you handled your teammates or you handled your game?
Yeah, I feel it helped me realize that we need to keep our energy up and just representing our town when we travel to away games.
Okay. And next on the hot seat, my good friend Ava, what did you're 4 times captains, what did you learn, and how did you apply that to the season?
When I first went in, I feel I was clueless compared to everybody else who was in there because they were all older than me. So I feel everything that he taught me, it kind of just stuck with me. He's been really good with the slideshows, or everything else that he's done to make us be a good leader and to represent our school.
Okay, so what's one thing that stood out? He's told, if you've been there, he's told 4 stories, and he's a great storyteller. What's the one thing that stuck out to you?
I know you mentioned it before the show, but the porch thing.
Yeah, where athletics are the
porch of the school.
Right. And what does that mean?
They represent the school basically because you travel everywhere.
Okay. So that's great. I mean, I've had, since he started, I've had probably 15, 20 captains on, and a lot of people are at least picking things up, which is always good to hear. I want to change the conversation a little bit to the current team or the team this year. We'll give a rundown of the players. I think we discussed earlier that you've got the infielders and catchers.
Yeah. And
Kierstan's got the outfielders and pitchers. So we're going to start with you, Ava, infielders and catchers. Don't miss anybody, please, because they'll get mad at me.
Liv Repose is our starting catcher, and then We also have Grace and Monica and Olivia Long. And then I'm at third base. Allie McGilligot's at short. Evie LeClaire is at second. Sophia Tintindo's at first. We've rotated around a lot, but it's just like we haven't like really perfected an infield because Erin's our shortstop, but she obviously was out this season, so we had to like move a bunch of things around. And then, well, Ava Drozdowski also switched into second base here and there.
All right, Kierstan, the outfielders and the pitchers.
All right, so the outfield, Charlotte is always our center, and then right field can be me, Sarah Keck, Summer Sands. Left field, we usually have Izzy Maella, and then swapping in sometimes we have Nolani, Juliana, and then pitchers, we have Sarah Keck, Izzy Maella, and Evie, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So it's always important. I think pitching is probably one of the most important things in softball. Am I correct by that?
Yeah.
So what was it like having having the ability to throw three pitchers, and how did that impact your season? I'll go with you on that. I got a question about Erin for you next. So how did having three pitchers impact the season?
I feel like it helped us a lot. Like, if we start with Sarah, we always have like two extras we can lean on if we need to, and it just give us some more like breathing room.
Okay, and you thought it helped with the success of the season?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go back.
Last year we only had one, like Izzy. She really started the game, but then Ava would switch in here and there. But now we have three who we can really like rotate through.
Okay, that's good. Okay, you talked about Erin McCarthy. I called her McCarthy once. Got in trouble. Erin McCarthy. We lost her in basketball, so she was lost for the season. She was your starting shortstop. You talked about moving people around. How did that injury impact the season? Was it debilitating? Not debilitating. Was it depressing that you were going to miss her, or because you lost your shortstop, we moved people around? Ava, I'm going to give you that one.
I mean, yeah, obviously we were going to miss her. She started shortstop as a freshman and a sophomore. This year she would have. And then, yeah, I usually play first, and then so Sophia played first this year. And then we were lucky that Evie came in to play second, and then Allie's usually at third, so we just moved her over to short, and then I went to third base. So there's a lot of changes.
A lot of moving around. All right, next question is, I'll stay with you, Ava. What was your record? And I know you made the playoffs, so we're going to give you the record and what it was like going to the playoffs and how the season went. So you're going to start.
So we finished 10-10. We definitely could have had some more wins, but we just couldn't finish the games that we were doing good in. Playoffs, we had a preliminary game first round because we were ranked 34, but we had 10 wins, so we made it. We went to Sandwich, and
It's a long ride.
Yeah, it honestly didn't seem that bad, but we went in with a lot of energy, and we clearly wanted to get the win more than them. Like, we were so energetic. We had our bats going. Like, our infield was solid, and we ended up winning 7-3. And then on what day did we go?
2 days ago now, right? Tuesday?
We went to Nipmuc. I think that's what it's called.
It's in Nedfield, right? You went a long way again.
Yeah, it was like an hour in Uptown.
Upton. Yep.
Yeah.
Uptown, Upton, it's okay. I make mistakes too, don't worry about it, Ava. So we went to Upton, which is like on the border of Connecticut and Rhode Island down there. So it's good.
Yeah.
What happened in that game?
We went up in the first inning 1-0, and then we held them for first inning or second, something like that. And then we couldn't really get our bats going. Their pitcher was getting us, like, her changeup and rise ball were really good, so we were swinging at those bad pitches. But it was a really good game. We ended up losing 4-2, but I think if we caught our bats going, we definitely could have won the game.
Okay, good. And then Kierstan, sorry. Strength. What do you consider the strengths of the team, and where were the places you think that you could have improved as the year went on?
I would say we had a really good defense. We were like really good on paper. Like, sometimes we just couldn't get our bats going, and when we'd have like a bad inning, someone makes an error or something, I feel like it just got us down. It was hard to come back from a bad inning.
Right. So what do you think? How can that be improved? We have the same problem with baseball, by the way. We get a bad inning, we're down. What can, as the captain or as a senior, what do you think is there anything you could have done better to try to get everybody to forget about, like they said in Ted Lasso, be a goldfish, just forget about what happened? Was there anything you think you could have done better as the captain?
I I feel like we could have been a little bit better, like getting people back up, hyping them up after making a bad play or something. But it's a hard game. Like everyone's gonna make an error at some point. It's just you just have to have a goldfish memory.
Okay. It's like the coach says. Coach McManus is a game of failure.
Yeah.
You're gonna be, if you're a 300 hitter, you make the Hall of Fame in baseball. Same thing, softball and baseball, basically the same thing. And a lot of it is pitching dominant, I would think, too.
Yeah.
Like Ava said, you faced a good pitcher with 2 good pitchers.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the next question. As captains, there were team dinners, I'm sure, and bus rides.
Yeah.
And you took a lot of long bus rides at the end of the year. So I'm going to start with you, Kierstan. I'm going to let you take the team dinners. How many did you have? What was the best one? And what do you think you got out of those activities?
Oh, we had a good amount. I don't know how much specifically, but I'd say the best one. I think I missed a good one at Juliana's house, the hot dogs. But I'd say one of the better ones was Liverposa's. We got Qdoba.
Okay.
They're just like always fun. Everyone's talking.
Did you do anything like, I forget what the baseball team played, like some game where I think it was strips, not that, some game, I don't remember. Was there anything you remember that you did that was outstanding? Somebody had a pool, did you go swim in, or somebody, whatever?
We both had to leave Libs because we had spray tan appointments. I think Summers was also good.
Yeah.
She always hosts a good team dinner. She had Olive Garden, and we had ice cream sundaes after. Her and Erin shared a team dinner at Summers' house, which was pretty fun.
Okay, since you already told us that, bus rides. You've been on a lot of bus rides in your career, I'm sure. A, does Coach allow music on the bus? And B, what's the music? And is it different coming home from a win or a loss? Let's start at 80. Do you have bus ride music?
Yeah.
What is it? Who plays it?
So we do have bus ride music. She does allow it because she wants us to get hype and enjoy it. At the beginning of the season, I did it, and then me and Summer switched. So Summer ran the music. I brought my speaker. She plays a mix of old songs, country music, hyped up songs. It's always a good time on the bus. Everybody likes the songs. It's just a good time.
So I'm going to you, Kierstan. Difference between the ride home with the win and loss regards to the music.
I would say we're definitely more country if we lose,
Yeah.
kind of in our feelings a little bit, but if we win, Summer plays some interesting songs.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So what was the ride home? The first softball win versus the softball loss in the playoffs. What was the ride? Was it the same country music for the second one, and hightail pop music or rap music for the first one?
I don't know. I think our first win was just goofy songs.
Okay.
Something everyone's gonna sing to, and then that loss, kind of just, I don't know. We didn't really get too emotional music, but
Okay.
sad
And
country.
then I do know there was one occasion where you had the fun opportunity to ride with the baseball team.
Oh.
Who controlled the music there, and what was that like having to share the bus?
I mean, we planned to take the back of the bus and play our music because I had my speaker. But next thing you know, your baseball team's trotting onto the back of the bus with their big speaker and playing this all rap music. And I'm sitting next to you and our coach, Tony, and you're screaming at them because there's swears and you're not liking the music and you're turn it down.
Yeah.
Screaming.
It was a fun trip, right? It rained that day too.
Yeah,
All right.
So fun.
Back on to we talked about the top moments. Abe, I'm going to do top moments this year for the team. We'll do your individual ones, but what was the top moment to you for the team this year?
I think we had a lot during games when we had big hits or big plays in the infield or outfield, good catches, good plays.
Was there already one catch or play that stands out?
Catcher?
A catch or play?
Oh.
A play.
I think in Sandwich, we got a double play. Allie went to go field it and hit off her glove, and Evie caught it and touched second base and then threw it to Sophia. We got a second play, and it looked like a trick play.
Okay, Kierstan.
I would just say the Sandwich game was a highlight. We were all everyone was into it. It was an electric environment.
Good.
I think it was the most obnoxious we've ever been.
Well, you guys were seniors too, so it didn't hurt. Right?
No, like the whole team. My dad was like, "I've never seen you guys like that."
Oh,
like everybody was like, what got into you guys?" It was weird.
So we're going to switch topics again. Go to coaching. As you both know, because you're on the bus with me, I am the assistant coach at the varsity level for baseball. I'd like to ask this question to especially the seniors. I'm going to start with you, Kierstan. What piece of advice? It doesn't have to be me or your coach. What piece of advice would you give a a high school coach to help them be more successful?
Yeah. I would say just the more effort or like heart and soul you put into the team, the more we're gonna give back to you. Like Audrey did a good job. She was very passionate about our team, and we were just gonna give it back. Like however hard she worked for us, we were gonna work hard for her.
Oh yeah, I like that answer. I haven't had that one. That's a new answer for me today. Ava?
Like, don't give up on anything. Like, honestly, like kind of what Kierstan said, but like just keep pushing the team. Like, don't try to get in their heads. Like, just push them, like help them out, do whatever you can to make them a better player.
Okay, so what's one thing you learned from Coach Audrey?
Everything.
Everything? Oh, come on, you have to can't you pick one thing out?
How to field a bunt.
I feel it.
She was screaming at me the whole season about it because
you moved to third base, right?
Yeah.
And then third base is different.
Yeah, it's a lot different than first because when I got multiple ways how to field a bunt between first and third, and it's just both positions are just very different.
Okay, so that she taught you that.
Yeah.
She had the patience with you to teach you that.
Yeah.
Good.
Sometimes.
Kierstan, something you learned from Coach Audrey?
Anytime she called us sunshine, I knew I was gonna learn something. But she taught me almost everything I know about the sport. But mostly accountability. Like, if I'm not playing as good as she knows I can play, she's going to push me to play harder.
Yeah.
Good. You guys have good answers. Those are two really good answers.
Her and Walter definitely have taught me like everything throughout my high school career.
Good. I like to hear that about coaches. That's good. I know we only had a varsity team. We didn't have a JV team, and there were no 8th grade waiver, I don't think either. What would you do to help grow the program? Okay, 2-part question. I'm going to start with you, Kierstan. What would you do to grow the program, and then what would you tell a 7th grader or 6th grader who wants to play softball? So grow the program, and you have a discussion with the student athlete, 6th or 7th grader. What would you tell them about playing softball?
To grow the program, I feel like I know that girls soccer does like a youth night. I feel like that would be a good idea to get like the youth players to come to our games. Tell a younger athlete, I would say just keep working. Like, just don't give up. You'll get better with every day.
And what's special about playing Wilmington softball?
I say coaches are great. It's a good environment.
All right. Ava, you get the same question. How do you grow it? And what do you tell the 6th grader? And what's so special about Wilmington High School softball?
I feel like going to other schools and like promoting the sport. Like, I remember my sophomore year, me, Lily, Sophia, and Abby, we went to the middle school and like we brought a poster, sat in the lunchrooms, and like went around to kids and tried to promote the sport. And then advice, I would be like, if you need help, ask. Like, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, I know I would always go up to Audrey, ask questions, like if I didn't know something. And then, what was the next question?
The final was, what's so special about playing softball?
I think just the environment. Like, our team is so fun. Like, I think, like, it's just great to be around. Like, I'm definitely going to miss, like, going to team dinners, bus rides, just being with the team. Like, we're always trying to have fun. We're trying to make everything fun.
Okay. A+, by the way, on the round of questioning there. I really appreciate your input. It's nice to hear, especially since, like I said, you're graduating seniors. Now comes the fun part. We get the individual side. Ava's been on a lot, but she's going to have to step up her game a little bit, and Kierstan's on for the first time. So we're going to start with Ava, because then Kierstan can hear all the individual questions and know what's going to happen. When we get through that, we'll do the shout-out, and I'll say goodbye to you guys. It's tough as somebody like as a coach or a substitute teacher when the seniors leave, and I've known some of these kids for like I've in my show, Ava, for 3 years. I've done your basketball games for a long time, and it's really tough as you guys leave. So my shout out is to you two right now. I'm doing a great job here talking about the program and our coaches, and that makes it warms my heart, as they would say. So Ava, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Former teammate you learned the most from?
I'd probably say Abby LeClaire, because we would be like hitting partners and like throwing partners, and my hitting's definitely got better over the years. She would always try to make my hitting better.
All right. Other sports and/or activities you did at the high school.
I played basketball too.
Okay. And you were a three-year captain, right?
Yes.
Okay. Your favorite moment, individual moment this year for you, and your favorite moment all time in softball.
My favorite moment this year was probably hitting my first home run over the fence against Masco. It was pretty cool. And then I think my whole softball career was my freshman year when I got an inside the park home run and I was rounding third base and I fell.
So did you get the inside the park home run?
Yeah.
You fell and got
Yeah,
it.
so I fell and then I looked at Audrey and she was like, "Get up, you better score." And I was like, if I don't score, she's going to kill me.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
So she motivated you to get up and
Yeah.
score? That's all right. Do you have any favorite athletes or role models that you look up to?
I mean, yeah, honestly, like,
Doesn't have to be softball.
I've looked up to, like, many, like, college players or, like, NBA players. Like, my dad will show me, like, reels and my mom will send me reels of, like, advice. And, like, it just, like, makes me want to push myself, like, with the advice that they have.
Okay, and is the who influenced you, and who are any coaches you want to shout out? Who influenced you for softball? I know that people know basketball. Who was your softball influence, and are coaches that you want to credit?
I feel like still my parents the most because they always push me to be better. And then my whole family's, like, went through, like, many different sports, so they've also, like, tried to give me advice for, like, different sports that I haven't, like, played for a while, or, like, they know, like, I'm not the best at.
Okay, and coaches, any coaches you want to shout out? It can be anybody.
Audrey, Walter,
Okay.
and then the rest of our coaching staff who, like,
Excellent.
helps out.
What number do you wear and why?
So I wear number 5, and then my freshman year, I'm usually number 32, but they didn't have that. And I just picked 5 because it was one of the last ones, and I was like, yeah, this number's not bad, and I've just stuck with it through my whole career.
And what advice would you give the present teammates about, especially the juniors, about what it's like, what your senior year is going to be like?
Just definitely, like, soak it all in because it's like you think it's not going to end, but it eventually does.
Excellent advice. What have you learned in softball that you can apply later in life or in the classroom?
To, like, don't give up and, like, ask if you need help.
Excellent, too. Do you watch yourself on WCTV? I don't know what you're doing softball games, but do you watch basketball games?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And what do you
You would tell me to. You tell me to listen to all.
Don't give up the secrets. Come on. Make you look bad. What's going to be your walk-up song?
My walk-up song was Danza Kuduro.
Okay. And what are you going to miss the most about softball?
I feel like just, like, how fun it was. Like, team dinners, bus rides, like, practices. We would always just make everything fun.
Excellent. And what's the future hold for my good friend Ava Boudreau?
I'm going to Bridgewater State to study exercise science and play basketball.
Okay. So we'll get your shout out next. Now we're going to go to Kierstan, who's not had the shout out, has not had the individual questions yet. A former teammate, Kierstan, that you learned the most from?
I'm going to have to go with Abby LeClaire. She, since the first captain's practice, she was wicked welcoming and she taught me so much.
Okay. Other things you do at the high school, sports or activities?
I played JV soccer and basketball through my junior year.
Okay. Favorite moments of your career and of this year individually?
This year, I would say the whole sandwich game. And then whole career. Probably being, was it league champs? Yeah, league champs.
That's a
Last
good one.
year's league champs?
That's a good one, yeah.
And then, do you have any favorite athletes, softball, any sport or role models? Anybody look? I do know that your older brother played baseball at one point.
Yeah, baseball, I've always liked Dansby Swanson, and golf, I love Scotty Scheffler.
Jeez, I got a Dansby Swanson and a Scotty Scheffler. That's like the first time. Dansby's on my fantasy team, by the way. Somebody's trying to get trade for. People who influenced you along the way.
I'd say my brother really got me into the sport. Like, I've always gone to his baseball tournaments and really got me into softball.
Good. And then advice you would give to your junior teammates about their senior year coming up?
We have a really solid junior group. They're already great. Like, just do what you're doing. Don't give up.
Okay. What number do you wear and why?
I wear 22. I don't know. I just thought it looked cool.
Look cool. That's funny. Some people have these really great answers about it. I wear number 4 because I'm the 4th born or something. That's good to hear. There's 22 double twos. Now, we talked about influence. Any coaches you want to credit?
Mike Tintindo for sure, but Audrey and Walter were great.
Okay. What have you learned in softball that you can take on into future college or life?
Probably showing up on time, ready to do anything.
Okay, good. And you got a walk-up song?
It was Danger Zone.
Danger Zone from Top Gun?
Yeah.
All right. Now we're getting to my era a little bit. It was just a long time ago, Ava. Don't laugh at me. And then what are you going to miss the most?
I'm just going to miss, having a team around me. If I had a bad day at school, I'd look forward to seeing everybody at practice.
Now, when we publish this on WCTV and YouTube, are you going to watch this show?
Yeah.
And are you going to be critical of yourself, or are you going to tell your friends, got to see me on the show?
I'll probably tell my friends, but I'll be laughing at myself.
Okay, good. I like that attitude. And what's the future hold for Kierstan Moore?
I'm going to Mass Maritime, studying international maritime business.
All right, just going to ask a question to follow up on Mass Maritime. So that means you're going to be going out on ships?
Yeah, I can if I want to.
You can if you want? Oh, you don't have to? Do you want to?
Oh, maybe.
That ocean's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's good. I think that's our first Mass Maritime for a while we've had on the show. Good. Congratulations, both of you, on a future that looks hopefully fun for you. You get 4 more years of good fun. Now we get to the shout out, my favorite part. Ava, those are your cameras straight over there. And Kierstan, I only said your name wrong once. That's good. This is your camera right here. So I'm going to start with you, Ava. Do not miss anybody, please, because parents come up to me and everybody else and stuff like that. So, Ava, you're going to go first. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, go.
I want to shout out my mom and my dad and the rest of my family and then my friends.
Okay, good. And Kierstan?
I'm going to shout out my mom for doing everything for me, getting me into the sport and everything, and Mike Capstrand for inspiring me and keeping me going.
Good. Great, guys. Great to have you on. Let's say we're going to go through the room. Actually, do the wide camera because I like the wide camera, so I like a little better on the wide camera. We've got, you can wave, we got Ava Boudreau, and we got Kierstan Moore, our 2 softball. No.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Softball.
Yeah. Okay, you guys laughed. No, but she laughed. I thought I said her name wrong. So let's try again. Ava Boudreau and Kierstan Moore, our softball captains. They're seniors. Congratulations on your graduation from Wilmington High School as well.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in. I'll tell you something. You had some really good answers that I can clip now for Mr. Ingram when he does some Captain's Council stuff. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm always impressed. I'm bringing the student athletes on board, and you guys are up to the top of the list of impressing me, which is not hard to do sometimes, but who knows. So for Wildcat Sports Update, I'm your host, Jim Boyle, and we'll see you on down the road.